back. My next guest tonight is a columnist at the New York Daily News. He's also the author of a very funny book called Fork in the Road. Please welcome Denis Hamill. Now, you in your writing, you draw a lot on your childhood, your experiences, and you grew up in a seriously tough neighborhood in Brooklyn. Is that right?
Yeah, I sure did. I come from a neighborhood where people spend a lot of their time on the street, and then they usually wind up going to jail.
So a lot of your friends wound up in jail, guys you knew? Yeah,
a lot of them went to jail, and they had their own kind of English lessons when they got there. There's a guy from our neighborhood named Oscar who went to jail, and by the time he came out, we were calling him Akka because he gave himself a jailhouse tattoo and left out the letter S in the and so
you don't want to forget a letter in your tattoo.
We drop by NG, we drop the G's and the R's, but we usually...
Right. Who else? Other people came out with tattoos?
Yeah, another guy named Tommy Wow. He came out with a jailhouse tattoo. He wanted to give himself one that said Dad and Mom, but it came out as Dad and Wow. He had it upside down when he was writing to Mom. And from after that, we called him Tommy Wow.
Well, can't they get someone to give them the tattoo? I guess you don't want to be getting too close to anybody.
They like to do things themselves.
Yeah. They're self-starters.
Usually gets them in there.
Yeah, right. They got a Time Life book.
Yeah, that's right. There are other guys that actually leave out entire words. I mean, there was a guy from our neighborhood who was like a glue sniffer who went in to do decided to go and rob a bank one time and wrote a letter to the teller. He handed it to the teller.
The note, yeah.
Handed her the note. She read it, and it read, "This is a stick-up. Call the cops." He left out "don't." And she
Are you
did.
serious?
She called the cops.
That really happened?
Story. There was a story about it in the Daily News the next day. Now I work for that newspaper.
Quickly, call the cops.
Yeah.
You used to be, and you talk about this, you used to be a drinker. You're not now. You gave it up.
Oh, no, I retired with the belt. I had a lot of fun when I was doing it. I'm one of those guys that does think there's a time when you should stop. But when I look back, a lot of it was a lot of fun. So, there were times when...
Yeah, I think there's a reason why people do it in the first place.
Yeah.
Why are they doing it at all? But what kind of stuff were you doing?
Well, I mean, we would hang out in the neighborhood, and then there would, a guy would say, I would run out of money at the end of the night, and I'd say I'm going to get the subway. And I remember one night, a friend of mine named Rondo said, "Oh, I'll drive you to the subway." So he drove me down Flatbush Avenue, and here's the subway. He keeps going. He mounts the sidewalk, and he starts driving down the subway stairs.
So I'm taking it he had a few, too.
Oh, he sure had a few. Okay. But I sure got out of the car, and I got out of there as fast as I can. Another guy I knew that was so fed up with his milk route, he drove a milk truck at night, right. And he would always stop off at the bar named Farrell's and have a few. And one night he got so disgusted with the job, he took the truck and drove it right over to Prospect Park and drove it right into the lake.
Did he get out first?
Oh, he got out and watched it sink. He said, no use crying over spilt milk. That was the kind of neighborhood we were.
At least everyone has a good sense of humor about it.
They did, and then, the next day be looking for work.
You were an altar boy, is that right?
Oh, I sure was. That's where the drinking life began for me. We had a Father O'Keefe that came out onto the altar every morning at 6:30, and you're supposed to be pouring the water and the wine into the chalice from the cruets. And it didn't take us long to figure out that the water cruet was always filled with vodka. And the altar boys traditionally would always, go in and nip the wine from the refrigerator, and that's where you got started on the booze.
They kept the holy wine in a refrigerator.
Oh, sure they did.
Yeah.
But his was vodka.
And so
absolute.
So was he? What? Was he? So did you notice it? Could you see it in his performance up there on the altar?
Yeah, because the Latin started coming out like English.
But when you start understanding the Latin, you know he's been drinking. Yeah. Now, there must have been a place, like you always hear that there's a hangout in the neighborhood or a watering hole or a joint where everybody goes.
Yeah.
Was there a place that you hung out at?
There were plenty. One was called Farrell's, but then there would be these other places that would just pop up, these sort of mob joints that would open as money laundries for about 6 months. But all the wise guys would show up. And there was one place called the Mother Lode, and there was some local kid who was parking cars outside of it. I remember this one night. He was a valet parker.
And he's parking cars for mafia guys.
Yeah, for the guys that were pulling up to hang out in the new joint where they had money invested.
Right.
And a guy pulls up in his Cadillac, and Tony hops in to drive the car and park it down at the parking lot at the local A&P. On the way down, he gets pulled over by the cops. The lights go on. Pulls the kid over, and he tells him that the car's stolen. So he's now driving a stolen car. But the guy that he was parking the car for was a mob capo. So there was no way he was going to rat him out. So he takes the fall. He winds up doing time for valet parking a car. That's the kind
He's
of
just parking the guy's car, and they catch him, and he doesn't say, I guess you can't. You can't go, it wasn't me, it was the mob capo.
In Brooklyn, you're not going to rat on the mob capo, no.
No. So he went away for something he didn't do.
Yeah, but it was only a couple of years. If he would have ratted him out, it would have been forever.
That's a nice way of looking at it. Fork in the Road. This book is getting amazing reviews, really great reviews. You got to be excited about this.
Yeah, I am. It's it's been bought for the movies, and it's getting really good really good press and good reviews all over the place. So
well,
I'm
you
really
deserve
happy about
it.
that.
It's good writing. Fork in the Road is in stores now. Go out and get it. Dennis, thanks so much for coming by.
You.
Really funny stuff. Come back.
I will.
Sometime, will you? Dennis Hamill, everybody. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Stick around. That is our show of the night. I do want to thank all my guests. Dennis Hamill, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Continued
My
success.
pleasure. It's
Very
great.
cool. Our thanks to Kevin James for being here. Our thanks to the very sexy Jennifer Esposito for stopping by. Thanks to Mr. Andy Richter, Jimmy Bavino, and the Max Weinberg 7. Stay tuned for later. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.